Okay, before I start this review, I just want to quickly point out my bias. This show is turned into, like, one of my favourite animes so far. Like, if Erased was here, I really enjoyed that. It had some problems, like, towards the end, but overall, it was fantastic anime. I think ReZero at the moment's, like, right here, and it's catching up. One Punch Man is probably here as well, so it's One Punch Man, Erased, ReZero, and it's slowly rising, so I think it's going to get right up there. So this episode 9, we're off to the village. We're going to go find the person that cursed Subaru, and it could be anyone in the village, anyone at all. It could even be a little dog. It was actually quite cool because he sort of goes around the village and he's talking to everyone. Everyone's like touching him. Got some old woman like spanking his butt. And he sort of remembers where everyone touched him, so he's got a rough idea of who would have cursed him, which is quite a clever way to figure it out, really. Turns out that when he goes back from the village after he's like touched everyone, he goes to Beako and says that, can you like get rid of this curse from me? She's like, alright then. Wherever the curse emanates from is like where you was touched to get the curse. And obviously the bite mark from the dog starts like coming out of him. And when he found this out, he was like really angry and annoyed by it. And I was like, I wonder why he's so annoyed, because it was the dog. That's a bit weird. But then I sort of realised that, oh, all the kids were playing in the dog, so everyone that touched that dog is now like, well, got bit by the dog, is now infected by it. So he wants to go back to the village to save all these kids, but he asks if one of Rem or Ram can go with him. Now that they've got this trust in him, Ram is kind of like, Rem, you go with him, you'll be able to do it because I have to stay here and protect Amelia. So those two go off to the village to hopefully save the day. Now when they get to the actual village, all the kids have actually gone missing. Someone has kidnapped them all, taken them to this place and sort of like scattered them around, which I think it's heavily implied it was the little dog. Now, the little dog, when they said that was the shaman, I thought it was just a dog being controlled by a shaman, but to my knowledge, the dog is the actual shaman, and yeah, that was the actual bad guy, so it was a bit weird to see that, but yeah, I guess so, yeah. It's really good the way that Subaru gets Rem to help him, because Rem's like, why would you want to help these kids? You're never going to see him again, how could you even know him? And he starts telling all the stories, because he was interacting with these kids through, I think 3 times he's been to this village now, and he knows basically all the things that they want to do. They've told him that, oh, when I grow up I want to be this and that. He says he just wants to see their smiles again. He wants to come back and do these calisthenics with them. So I just thought it was a clever way to get Rem to help. Well, like, I imagine Rem would have helped anyway, but you can see the effect he has on these two sisters, which is good. It's pretty funny as well, because even I had like a cognitive like recognition kind of thing, where you hear that chain sound that Subaru's so used to hearing, like, before he gets killed. So it's quite cool to hear that noise as an ally kind of thing, so that was awesome. But they go out into the forest, they find all the kids, Rem stays to sort of heal them all, and Subaru makes a promise, says that I guarantee to come back because there's things I want to ask you and I imagine there's things you want to ask me, and he does one of those little Japanese like pinky swear kind of things. So to me, any other anime or any other episode of this show, that to me says he was going to die there, because promises, because in shows people love to break promises with like heartbreak, but based on everything that's happened so far in this run of his playthrough kind of thing, he had that little sleepy time on Amelia's lap, he's made progress with Rem and Ram, Roswaal doesn't seem to be a dick to him at all, and he learned about magic, so I think this is the one. I don't think what happens in this episode or the next episode is going to die, so that's my theory anyway. So he goes off into the woods by himself to find this last missing girl, and one of the Mabeasts, the dog things, come to attack him, and I really like the design of these creatures. They're kind of like dogs, but they've got like the red eyes, and like they're like got slits in their side, like in their ribs, which you can see like a red glow coming from inside of them. So I like the design of them, and he's actually able to take one on by getting it to bite his hand, and he flips it over and like impales it on this piece of wood. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna kick ass. And then like 1,000 of them appear, so he's pretty much fucked. But luckily Rem manages to get there just in time to mash up some of the beasts. Unfortunately, there's still too many for her to deal with, so they both have to, you know, escape. And unfortunately, while they're escaping, we see Rem battered and bloody, and she's doing not so well. This landslide from the shaman comes to go hit Subaru and the little girl. So Rem, which I didn't see coming, to be honest with you, she shows her selflessness and sacrifices herself, pushes Subaru and the girl out the way so this like thing can like crushes her. But it pushes her down the hill and she just like snaps her neck on this thing. And I honestly thought she was going to be dead then, which made me think that you kind of want to reset the thing. I don't really want either of these sisters to die. But it turns out that, yeah, she's battered, but this has unlocked her, like, demon form. This is why she was so interested in, like, demon stories and being a demon. When she asked Subaru if he liked demons, this, like, horn appears out of her head, and she sort of goes, like, maniacal in a frenzy, starts attacking everything. She decimates everything in the area, and that was awesome to see. But we get a second self-sacrifice, 2 self-sacrifices in one episode. This is crazy, where she's about to get attacked by all these dogs, then Subaru comes and pushes her out of the way, and he gets mauled by all these dogs. He's not dead though, he's just very bitten, and at the end of the episode it kind of implies that, it kind of shows you that he like died there, but he's not dead, he's just passed out, or he's just milking it basically. But this was enough to actually knock her out of the demon form kind of thing, so she gets her sense back. But I would like to have seen a bit more of that, because she was really wrecking shop when she was doing that. But yeah, the episode ends there. I can't wait for the next episode already. It was such a cliffhanger moment. I want to know what happens next. So yeah, I want to know what you guys thought of the episode. What do we think of Rem's frenzy mode? I want to hear your comments below. And yeah, how about that dog? What a prick. Thanks for watching, guys. Right then, guys, so recently I subscribed to Loot Crate. Specifically, I subscribed to Loot Anime. They specialise in sending Loot Anime-related stuff, and I thought that I'd do an unboxing for you guys and show you the kind of stuff I got. Unfortunately, I'm in the future, so I've already opened it all, so I know what I get. This is what the box looks like after you've turned it inside out. It's kind of like a treasure chest, which we're going to see a treasure chest worth of stuff inside. Also, I'm wearing, spoiler, a t-shirt. You'll see more of that later. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Here we go. Right then, here we go. Welcome to the unboxing. First things first, let's get through this protective layer, which